Here's a question. If someone offered you $100 today or $100 10 years from now, which would you take? Most people say today because obviously. But here's the part nobody explains. Even if you take the $100 today and just hold it, do nothing with it, put it in a drawer, you are still losing money. Slowly, quietly, every single day. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly how that works, and you will never look at a price tag the same way again. Let's talk about inflation. Inflation is the reason your grandparents could buy a movie ticket for 25 cents, your parents paid $5 for the same ticket, and you are now paying $15 or more. Nobody stole the difference, it just evaporated. That is inflation doing its thing. Here is the simple version. Inflation means that over time, the same amount of money buys you less stuff. Prices go up. Your dollar buys less. The value of your money quietly shrinks, even while it sits in your wallet doing absolutely nothing wrong. Now, why does this happen? Here's where it gets interesting. Think of money like pizza. Imagine there are exactly 10 slices of pizza in the world and exactly $10. Each slice costs $1. Makes sense. Now imagine someone prints 10 more dollars and throws them into the economy. Now there are $20 chasing the same 10 slices. What happens? The price of each slice goes up to $2. The pizza did not get more expensive because it got better. It got more expensive because there is more money chasing the same amount of pizza. That is inflation in a single image. The United States Federal Reserve and the Central Bank of America has a target inflation rate of around 2% per year, which sounds tiny, almost harmless. Like finding out your coffee has 2 extra calories, no big deal, right? Wrong. At 2% inflation per year, your $100 loses about half its purchasing power in roughly 35 years. At the inflation rates the US saw in 2022, which peaked at over 9%, that process speeds up dramatically. Prices for groceries, rent, and gas went up faster than most people's salaries, which is a polite way of saying millions of people quietly got poorer without anyone taking a single dollar from their wallet. Buck, for instance, got a raise at work last year, 3%. He was pretty happy about it. Then he noticed his grocery bill went up 4%, his rent went up 5%, his electricity bill went up 6%. Technically, he earned more money. In reality, he could afford less. That is inflation's favorite trick, and it makes you feel like you are moving forward while quietly pushing you backward. So who benefits from inflation? Because someone always benefits. People who own assets, houses, stocks, businesses, generally do okay. When inflation rises, the value of those assets tends to rise with it. People who hold cash lose. People in debt actually get a small, quiet gift because they are repaying loans with money that is worth slightly less than when they borrowed it, which is one of the reasons governments are not always in a huge rush to kill inflation completely. Interesting, right? Now here's the practical part. What do you actually do about it? Keeping your money in cash long term is essentially volunteering to lose purchasing power slowly. A standard savings account in the US pays somewhere around 0.5% interest on average, while inflation runs at 2, 3, or sometimes 9%. You are not saving. You are losing in slow motion while the bank calls it a savings account. The basic defense most financial educators agree on, investing in assets that historically outpace inflation. Index funds, for example, have averaged roughly 7% annual returns after inflation over long periods. Real estate historically keeps pace. Even I-bonds, inflation-protected government bonds, are designed specifically to move with inflation so your money does not shrink. The point is not that inflation is evil. It is that inflation is invisible, relentless, and running every single day whether you think about it or not. The people who understand it make decisions accordingly. The people who do not just wonder why everything keeps getting more expensive. Back to that $100 from the beginning, you were right to take it today. But the smarter move is not just taking it, it is putting it somewhere that grows faster than inflation eats it. Because a dollar that sits still is a dollar that shrinks, and inflation never takes a day off. If this made inflation finally click for you, subscribe to Buckonomics.